What's up? What's up? What's up? What's happening, beautiful people? That's right. It is Friday. It is your boy, Tony Briscoe, doing the things that he loves to do. Welcome to the Tony Briscoe Live show. Well, I had a guest for you. I have not heard from that guest. I was hoping I'd get to interview today Alderman David Moore, who is also running for the Illinois Secretary of State position. But I have not heard from his team. Which is a bit unfortunate because there's a lot of things to discuss regarding this race and regarding the role of Secretary of State in light of what the Trump administration brought to awareness when it comes to how the Secretary of State has a key role in voting. So, so I'm just going to talk for a little bit. Will not be in front of you long, but just want to share some news on a couple of major elections that are coming up in 2022. We should always be aware of the alderman elections that are also soon coming. But for the position of Secretary of State, we know that the Honorable Jesse White has been holding that post for a very long time. He is now stepping aside, and some candidates have entered that field. Those who have entered the field are three of them, named Anna Valencia, who is a current Chicago city clerk. Her term does not end until 2023. We do have Alderman David Moore, and we have former state treasurer Alexi Janolius, who has a very large purse at stake here with funding. And so it'll be interesting to see how these things play out. Now, there may be more candidates out there. I'm going off what's on ballotpedia.org. I am not going off of what people are saying or people who've announced it. I'm going off what I have as what's considered facts. And so keep your eyes on that Secretary of State race as well. Moving on to the first congressional runs. I've already had on a candidate for the first congressional district seat in Illinois, and that is Michael Thompson, who's running. Alongside of him, there are four other Democrats running. Kirby Bergens, Jamal Cole, D. Nix, and Chris Butler. And so those are the names that are going in. I do not know. I am not sure if Congressman Bobby Rush is actually running for re-election. If he is, if we're going off typically how an alleged group of people supposedly votes, then yeah, he'll definitely win on name notoriety and name notoriety alone. And so those are some things that are going on regarding our elections that are taking place. Other big news on the south side of Chicago, they've already begun to break ground on the Obama Center. And so $830 million price tag, but who really cares, right? So if we factor in the cost of wood that has happened during the last 18 months of the COVID-19 pandemic, if we factor in the cost of living and inflation, maybe it will balance out. Personally, this is going to be a resource center. It's not just going to be a library. And so, people are going to be raising up the price tag in the news and media, mainly because it's President Obama. If it was anybody else who was non-African-American, they probably wouldn't really care about it. So, but it's going to be coming along. I'll have to check on the details of the deadline for it. The biggest concern in this area, of course, in the Woodlawn area, the Jackson Park area, is the possible of African Americans being priced out of this community. And we're already seeing a change in demographics of people who are moving into the Woodlawn area. If you drive down like 63rd and Kenbark, 64th and Kenwood, you will see a multicultural family. It almost looks like it's becoming like Hyde Park in essence, right? So you don't just see Black people anymore. You're now beginning to see Indian families, Asian families, Latino families, and it's going to become more and more culturally integrated at the end of the day. So, but again, high price tags, high property value, it could be a challenge for some people over there. So it'll be interesting to see how the city allows this to happen. So on the streets of Chicago, we already know that gun violence has been running very rapid in our city. It is no surprise. An investigation that is ongoing into the death of a 70-year-old Hedgewick woman, which was caught on camera for not relinquishing her vehicle to carjackers, has led to the arrest of alleged juveniles who were accused of being a part of the shooting, and the search is on for more perpetrators. Authorities are still investigating the death of an educator on the Dan Ryan Expressway, traveling home after shots were fired into their traveling vehicle. The murder of this woman is personal to me, and I will not say the name out of respect for the family. They had her services already. She's a good friend of mine's mom, and this is a good friend who has been doing all that he can for over 15 plus years to help Black and brown children reach their dreams of college education. And so to see him hurting and in pain is disgusting because of such an avoidable act of violence. It's just disgusting, and we're really all tired of it. Which leads me into Kanye. There's no doubt my brother is a genius. There's no doubt he is a talented engineer, producer, very gifted rapper, probably one of the best ones to ever pick up a microphone that we'll ever hear. His ingenuity is off the charts. He had a celebration at Soldier Field last night, the Donda experience, lifting up his mother, acknowledging his mother. And we definitely pay homage to her. Also being an educator, by the way, people, for those of you who may not know that. But there was a song my brother Kanye West played yesterday that I'm not thrilled about. And I'm not thrilled about it because of the wave of violence in this city. And the song, I'm not going to give a name of it because I don't even want to add glory to it on this show during this segment. But come on, bruh. It's too much violence going on in this city to lift up a gang, to pay homage to a gang, and to acknowledge the gang. I know it's hip hop. I know it's part of culture. I know it's rap. I get all of that. But man, I lost my nephew to these streets. A friend of mine just lost his mom to these streets, who was not on these streets. And I just thought that was, I don't know. It didn't do honor for me. And I'll leave it like that. Now, I am aware, folks, that Kanye always does things with a purpose. And so it's never what it seems on the surface. I'm not looking deep into this. I just heard a song that has plagued some folks in my family. I had a cousin who was a young rapper who was also killed, shot in the head. I just think we have to be very tasteful and very selective what we put out there in the atmosphere. And the way that stadium lit up when the song came on, I don't know if it was just more disgust playing the song or more disgust seeing the audience love this song, right? But nonetheless, Kanye West has proven himself to be a multi-million billionaire genius. And I'm grateful for his success, but I'm also a bit tormented by the selection of that song. But other than that, I mean, there was a mixture of songs in there. You had a lot of the N-word and you had a lot of Jesus. And so you all, you choose what was right for you and would work for you. That's all I can pretty much say to that. And so I did want to share that. Moving on down to my final closeout is this Delta variant of COVID. School has started, folks. So a lot of folks are already in school in the suburbs. The city will be in school starting Monday officially. The Delta variant of the COVID-19 virus has not stopped state legislators from ensuring that all kids are in school, despite the alleged super spreader block party called Lollapalooza taking place. We are back to wearing masks indoors. And so our kids are going to be in schools. It's going to be a different type of support level that is happening in the school atmosphere, because if we're taking this thing serious, there's some unknown variables for COVID safety and COVID precautions when these things happen, when these things jump off. And so it'll be interesting to see how we move through that. But there is now, as of yesterday, Thursday, in Illinois, the governor has issued a mask mandate indoors for all public facilities. And so, and private facilities for that matter. So restaurants, everybody has to wear a mask in them. Of course, if you're at a dinner table, you're not going to have your mask on. But if you have to go to the restroom, you're going to have to don that mask again. So be aware of that. And speaking of that, hip hop star Busta Rhymes has come under fire by some folks in the media for his anti-mask rant at a concert show that he was doing. He stopped to talk to the people. I always love it when artists do that. Anyway, Busta Rhymes is probably one of the most underrated, prolific hip hop spitters of our time, right? but we're talking about this mask mandate, and Buster had to share his opinion on that, to which Roland Martin went completely bananas on Buster Rhymes for doing that. As personally, I think seatbelts are more intrusive than masks. I don't see a big deal in wearing a mask. I honestly don't. I get it. It's not great for breathing, but it's great for living. And so for those who don't want to get the vaccine, it's your prerogative, right? It's your choice. Depending on where you work, City of Chicago is requiring that workers be vaccinated. Public school teachers in Chicago have to be vaccinated. There's some other organizations that are doing some things a bit different, where if you're not going to be vaccinated, you have to be consistently tested while you're in the workplace. And so those are just things to be aware of. But Buster, my dude, love your flow, bruh. Always have, always will. I don't know if you hitting the right buttons on this one, though, dude. It's putting the mask on, man. And so, government can't be convenient. There are times we benefit from it. There are times there are concerns. But for the people, put on a mask. That's all you have to do. Don't spit in anybody's face for wearing a mask. And I've been one of them folks who've been, hey, you wearing a mask makes me uncomfortable. That's been said to me. And I was like, if you don't want to wear a mask, then take it off. But don't let me wearing a mask make you uncomfortable. These are just basic safety precautions. We can dig into the science. We can dig into the data on another show, and I'll have somebody on. Hopefully they'll show up to talk about those things, right? But at the end of the day, people, put on a mask. It may save someone's life. For everybody saying this is a fake virus, it's a government engineered virus, that it's not real, that it's all a joke. I don't think over 1 million people dead is a joke. I don't think people fighting for their lives on ventilators inside of hospitals is a joke. I don't think hospitals that can't even take people because they're overcrowded is a joke. It's serious stuff. If our part in that is just wearing a mask, then just wear a mask. We already know nobody's really talking about it, but flu numbers are down astronomically. Now we understand why Michael Jackson probably wore a mask most of the time. But regardless of that fact, put a mask on, save lives. If you choose to get vaccinated, by all means, go and get vaccinated. If you choose not to get vaccinated, then don't get vaccinated. But just understand that there are ramifications for everything, right? And I'm a military man, so I don't know what they injected me with back in the 90s when I joined the Navy. I have no idea. I know what it's documented as, but I don't know. It's really not that big of a deal for me. I do things for reasons that I don't expect most people to understand, because I'm a military man, and I bleed the red, white, and blue, baby, all day. But other than that, people, what am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow, I will actually be in performance mode. I will be at Heal Day that is taking place, How to Heal Day that is taking place at Nagy Daily Park tomorrow, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And so, hey, if you're not doing anything, go ahead and get registered. You can find that on Evite. Just put in How to Heal Day, and you will see an advertisement for how to register for How to Heal Day. They're going to be busing kids down. It's going to be a great event that's going to take part. I have a sister who's a big part of it. And so keep those things in mind. If you're looking for something to do tomorrow on Saturday, tomorrow I am going to rock the mic, maybe in hip hop fashion, maybe in spoken word fashion, maybe in both. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do what I've been called to do, and that's lift up God's people. Not with drill music, not with music that is laced with the N-word, not with music that is laced with violence. Music that is laced, poetry that is laced with love and uplifting our people to pull them out of their tragedy. It's your boy, Tony Briscoe. I'm out of here.